I'm gonna let some of you guys jump on here. Okay, so I've had several comments and questions about angels and stuff like that and how to contact actually with your guides. So I want to go through that today. I also want to talk about, what is it? It's nettle tea. I'll show you guys, hold on. This is sage. I like to clear my space. I just put sage in it and then also palo stick. Kind of let that clear my space. This is nettle tea. Nettle tea is actually going to clear your body from the toxins and stuff like that. Okay, so this actually comes in a little round kind of packet, right? It's this little packet. Hey guys, I know you guys are jumping on. This will clear your body of all the toxins, metals, things like that. So you can actually just stick it in your cup, pour the hot water in it, and then drink it right from there. Now I do have these, right? I love these. Okay, so these are strainers, right? So this is like a tea strainer if you're into like making your own teas and that kind of stuff. This amethyst, and I do have these at the shop at Emporium. This is an amethyst. So what that's gonna do is once you make your little concoction and stuff, you put it in here and your crystal will actually like hold your little thing into place, right? So these are available at the shop at in Locust Grove. Again, this is nettles if you want to screenshot it. I did get these off of Amazon just to kind of clear my cellularly, you know, my body, just clear my body. I do want to also talk about other things that I have there at the shop as well. This is selenite. Selenite paired with another stone is going to amplify this stone, right? So if this is pink amethyst and I have a piece of selenite with it, it's going to amplify the frequency of the pink quartz. So I do have these at the shop too. They are $11.11. If you would like me to ship it to you, I can do that too. Citrine, I love citrine. If you're an October baby, this is our crystal. And then I have this little guy too. Apparently I forgot to take him to the shop, which is so crazy because I like loaded up my little box and then like forgot him. But look at this little frog. It's a little geode frog. I can also ship this guy to you. He is $15.55. But I see some of you guys jumping on. I just went over the nettle tea. This is just to clear your body of toxins. Now I have heard that you can actually drink this after you've had the vax, right? And it'll start to kind of clear out your body. Here is pink quartz as well. Pink quartz also invites self-love, things like this. So I do have a couple of these big stones at the shop. I sleep with mine. So I either put it in like my pillowcase or, you know, sometimes I'll just keep it in my bed. Now they do get cold. So if you roll over on it, it's chilly. But I wanted to talk about angels right now because I have had just people that I think are starting to wake up and they're just not knowing kind of what to do with it or where to go or how to reach out, that kind of stuff, because we've been indoctrinated into this certain little belief, right? We're in this little box of what we've been taught. Well, the two angels that I like to use are Raphael and Ariel, okay? And I did make my little cheat sheet because I talk a lot about this on my Snap. But Raphael, the Archangel Raphael, he will heal, okay? If you are going through traumas or you're starting to notice that you're, you know, maybe childhood traumas pop up into your head, right? And you're like, where the hell is this coming from? I want you to call on your archangels to comfort you. Okay, that's what they're there for. Okay, Raphael heals. It's also the archangel for lovers, good health, and then also pets. So if you're an empath, or even if you're an animal empath, you may start to call on Archangel Raphael. Now, coupled with that archangel, I would put Ariel with it too, because strength, forgiveness, release, and judgment. So when you're going through this awakening and you're starting to kind of realize that a lot of the stuff that you have been taught have been lies, you kind of sit in this like, kind of like, what the fuck? You know, you have to kind of call on somebody else, because I noticed that when I started to go through that awakening, I would talk to certain people that didn't understand because they weren't particularly going through that particular thing as I was. So I felt like I was actually like talking to a wall, you know, just a deer in headlights. Like they didn't understand what I was going through or what I was feeling or even what I was encountering in the spiritual realm, you know? So when I call on Raphael, that is to heal. So if I'm feeling kind of blue or I'm feeling kind of shitty in the day, I just call on him. And sometimes, honestly, and I know if you guys have experienced this, you understand, but sometimes I can actually feel like the little wings come around and be like, you're okay, okay, like you're okay. Good health, okay? If you're going through anything like with the vaccines, or maybe you got the first vaccine, you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have got that, they're trying to kill me, you know, start to flush yourself with teas, with herbal stuff, not medicines over the counter, okay? They're poisoning us, okay? And that's where I feel like I want to be on the top mountain and just scream. And I feel like I have in the last year because I lost a lot of friends on Facebook, but I don't care because I do know that I've woke up a lot of people too. So when you're going through this good healing, this good health, that kind of things, it's Raphael, okay? Ariel is strength. So when you're going through this, you have to also forgive these people. You can't just go through it, recognize it, and then be like, nah, it's gone. No, you have to heal it, or it's going to end up like another skeleton in the closet. It's going to be another little thing underneath your rug, right? Heal it, forgive it, release it. Now, I talk a lot on Snap about this word release because I'm real big into like, words are important, okay? I talk about the word release because in my mind, yes, it can be like you're releasing something, but if you look at it, are you releasing? Like, are you signing another like kind of agreement with somebody? Are you releasing? I don't know. That word trips me because when you're going through, like, when you're starting to kind of figure out like all the lies and the indoctrination and stuff like that, start to listen to your words too, to yourself. Like, obviously to somebody else too, but start to listen to the words that you say to yourself. Like when I started to kind of prepare this and put everything together, I thought, God, I'm never together. And then I had to stop myself and I thought, well, am I never together? Or am I just kind of scatterbrained right now? Like I had to literally light my sage and be like, okay, like let's ground yourself. I'm about to go hug a tree, you know? So when you're going through that, have grace for yourself, okay? Have patience for yourself, because look, I'm almost 50. So I have a lot of years that I have to kind of unfuck, right? I have to, I can't put it on anybody else. I can't ask anybody else to fix me because only I know what I've actually gone through within my storyline, right? So when you're calling on Archangel Ariel, this is strength. So if you're feeling kind of, again, you're feeling weak, you're feeling like, damn, I've been lied to. Well, what other lies have I, fell for? That kind of stuff. Ariel's going to give you strength. You're going to have to release it. And then there's judgment too. So as Ariel's going to give you strength, she's also going to put judgment in your head for you. Okay. So say this is where she'll kind of like ping you, right? So say you're kind of sitting there and maybe you're at a traffic light and you're looking at somebody and you're like, wow, she's ugly. That kind of thing. Ariel's going to be like, really? Did you just say that? Like, aren't you ugly in a way too? Like, everybody's ugly to a certain point. Like, how are you going to judge that person? We have to get out of the cognitive dissonance of reality, because we have to also look at the things that we are doing and or saying out loud. Words are super important, okay? Super important. And if we can understand that, and even how when we're saying stuff out, when you say something out to yourself all the time, like I'm ugly or I'm not enough, or whatever your hang up is, when you start to do that, recognize that, right? Recognize the things that you're like, wow, like I'm really, really hard on myself. I really wouldn't say any of those things to anybody else, but I'll certainly say it to myself, right? That is strength, right? And then Ariel's gonna come in and be like, pfft. He, okay? So angels are not necessarily gender, okay? They're genderless. They don't have a gender, okay? So even Gabriel can be male or female, Archangel Michael. Now, I think Archangel Michael is a male, obviously because of his name, but his is leadership, courage, change, okay, protection, speak truth. So he's gonna come in too, as again, you're going through this stuff, you're in your little puddle of mud, all your childhood traumas, and you're just now realizing that you've been lied to, right? So now you call on your angels, call on Archangel Michael and say, you know what? I need the courage to stand up against my family members that are saying that I'm crazy because of these conspiracy theorists, you know, that kind of thing. I need courage to be able to put a boundary back up and go, no, I know my truth. I've done my research. You know, you have to pull those angels in close to you. Now, angels cannot just interfere with your life. That's not how they can't. God told them that they can't. But if you ask them to come in, do the invitation like, hey, I do want to connect with you, or I do want to start this communication with you, you have to initiate that, okay? It's like Tinder for angels. What am I working with, you know? So if you're, say you feel like there's a lot of secrets, a lot of things that maybe the collection of the people that are around you is starting to kind of get like, I feel like my vibration or my frequency is a little higher than my friend group because they're just not relating to me, or I'm not resonating with those people anymore. And that's fine because that's part of the growth. Like, again, as you go through the growth, your frequency is going to start to go up. As your frequency goes up, you're going to notice that the people that are down here, you just don't resonate with them anymore. Or the things that you're excited about, like learning who your guides are or learning who your angels are, when you tell your friends, they're going to be like, what? Tell me what? You know, that kind of thing. So I found it even hard years ago when I started to actually talk about this. People were like, Lee, you're crazy. You know, but I'm like, it's in the Bible. And even if I referenced it in the Bible, they still almost wouldn't even, like, they didn't accept it. And I'm like, all right, well, it's your book, you know, that kind of thing. So Gabriel helps us tell our story. Gabriel has helped me a lot, and I have grown super, because this time last year, I wouldn't be doing this, okay? I know that I had to step into my power, and that was super hard for me. And I know that a lot of you guys are trying to step into your power, and there are hurts and that kind of stuff. Just know that you're not alone, okay? And I know a lot of people say like, you know, I don't want to put it on Facebook, or I don't want, you know, that kind of thing. Like, we all try to mask ourselves with this perfect little family on Facebook. And then everybody on the other side of the, you know, like the camera or whatever, you're at home just like in your misery, okay? You're almost living a double life, because when you're out in public, you have to be that perfect little family on Facebook, right? But then behind the scenes, it may be a totally different thing behind the closed doors. That's when you call on Gabriel to help you tell your story. When you start to tell your story, you will grow. I started to tell my story, and now even looking back at my videos, I'm like, damn, I'm a tard. And now I'm like, I know that my throat chakra is open and I can talk. I can actually speak now. Before I wasn't, and I don't know if it had anything to do with my childhood, probably, because I did a lot of shadow work. As a child, I was better seen than heard. Okay, so voicing my opinion or giving my opinion was not a thing in my family, in my household growing up. Okay, so call on these angels. These angels are here for you. Okay, just like the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is here to guide you. It's biblical. Okay, call on him. If you kind of feel weird about like calling on Metatron or Archangel Michael or Ariel or whoever, maybe it's just a little weird to you at first. It's fine. Just go ahead and open the door for the Holy Spirit and be like, I accept this. I want you to guide me. You have to ask for them to guide you. You can't just be like, well, they should know. No, they do know. They do know, okay? Because that was the agreement per God. You cannot, you cannot interfere with the humans, you know? If they ask you to like start communication or anything like that, rock on. But until then, they have free will and they're under this spell of Satan. So if they can break out of that and start to communicate with the guides, the literal Holy Spirit guides, I mean, how do you negate that? How do you say like they're not here for us? And I was talking to my daughter this morning about it. I'm like, all of this shit has happened eons ago. In the Bible, a lot of this stuff happened, right? When did it stop? When, like, there were people in the Bible that talk to angels that were doing like miraculous things. And I'm like, I'm trying to turn water into wine. That's my goal, 2025. You know, give me some time, I'll try it. You know, but that's, when did any of this stop? When did communication with angels stop in the Bible? Was there like, okay, well, in 2020, we're not going to do that anymore. Okay, guys, you know, sorry. You know, that's just not how that works. So I want you to literally think about what the Bible, what it says, what the people within the Bible actually did. They were talking and communicating with angels. Okay, the book of Daniel, same thing. Daniel went, actually, I think it was Daniel went to the king, and the king was like, tell me what's going on. Tell me, because he could prophesy it. Psychic medium. I think Jesus was a psychic medium too. He's our example. We are related. He said, our Father. So that means you, whoever's watching, is related to me, not necessarily blood, but we're all a collective, right? That means Jesus is our brother. Okay, I do think he was married too. So I think he was married to Mary. Anyway, totally different show. But these angels, you guys definitely look them up. And if anything, if you're not like, where the hell do I start, right? You're like, I don't know. Start on Pinterest and just write archangel, you know, archangels, and things will come up. And whatever you're drawn to, if it's like, let me think of something that, oh, well, Gabriel. Helps us tell our story, pushes us out of our comfort zone. So maybe you're dealing with something and you feel stagnant. Like you see everything around you. You see that the world is like indoctrinated and under this demonic spell, but you're like, you know what? It's kind of comfortable here. I'm just kind of scared to like, let me pop out of this. Talk to Gabriel. That's your archangel, Gabriel. She, he, again, genderless. They will help you move out of that, past that comfort zone. And they're not just going to push you overboard. They're going to literally be like, every time that there's a moment to kind of intervene, they're going to take that. You know, if you start to see numbers, that's them going, hello, like I'm really here. You know, I see my birthday all the time, 10/24, all the time. You know, let me go over the notes. Angels will vibrate at a higher frequency. Okay, so they're coming from the astral planes, right? They're here. We're on Earth. Well, let me go this way. It's flat now. Look, I was indoctrinated. I thought it was round too. So the vibration that they carry is super high, and ours is 3D, right? We're low dense energy. And I talk about it on my Snap as like the hotel floors, right? The bottom floor, the 3D land in the lobby, when everybody's like seems to be ticked the hell off, you know, they can't find this, the kids are screaming, you know, something is always happening in the lobby. Nobody really wants to stay down there. They just want to get up to their room. You have to do healing in order to get up to your room, okay? So as you go up these ascensions and as you start to move into the different frequencies, because Earth is at a frequency right now that keeps popping. And if you look at the Schumann resonance, it'll just pop. And you'll notice at that time, you'll start to get headaches, right? Because you're also trying to ascend too. So that energy frequency, that like that, you're gonna feel that too, because essentially you're energy, okay? You're a soul having a human experience, right? So your frequency, because you're still human, right? You're at a lower frequency, so that's gonna be 3D. When you start to communicate with your angels, you have to lift your vibration, okay? Lifting your vibration like that, maybe, and I'll use the girl that messaged me this morning. She said that she got a notification on her phone this morning and she already knew it. Like she already kind of saw the notification come through, what it was for, who it was from, and then like she left the house, went to go, you know, run errands or whatever, and then all of a sudden the notification came through. That's psychic, okay? She was aligned with that, okay? She was aligned with knowing, that's clear cognizant. She was aligned in knowing that that was gonna actually happen. And that is psychic mediumship. That is angels giving you downloads of things that are happening, okay? So as little as it is, don't dismiss it. If anything, those little things are kind of going, think about like the angels kind of going, see, I told you, you already knew this. I'm helping you, you know, that kind of thing. So temperature changes, yes. So I'm up in my loft. This is kind of where I do my crystal work and my kind of witchy things, I guess. And I will notice that when I call on my angels and that kind of stuff, or even spirit, when I do spirit sessions, the room will start to kind of get cold. That's just energy, okay? I've had a conversation with a girl that had, she felt like she kept being touched at night, which yes, they will touch you. And even your grandmother who is dead will touch you, okay? Just to say like, hey, I'm here, that kind of stuff. They're not here to scare you, okay? They're not gonna scare you. Now, if you're laying there and of course you feel something touch you and you're kind of like, holy hell, you know, yes, that did scare you, but I want you to feel the energy within it as to like, did the energy scare you? Because there's good and then there's bad. There's going to be white light and then there's dark light. Okay. There's children of the light, children of the dark. Okay. If you are laying there in your bed or even in traffic, I don't even care where you're at, and you feel something, but tune into that energy and feel actually what that is. That's going to be discernment. Okay. Right now, I feel like we have lost a lot of our discernment. We just go with whatever anybody says, right? We don't necessarily check the energy for ourselves or do the research that is needed, right? So when you're starting to feel the vibration kind of go up, or maybe you start to hear like high-pitched noises, rings, that kind of thing, like just like a very high frequency, that's them talking to you. So in that moment, you would kind of take a moment, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're doing, take a moment and tune into that energy and acknowledge them. Like when I start to hear that, I acknowledge them, like, thank you. And then all of a sudden, like little things will start to drop in, downloads, things that maybe you need to foresee so that it can help you navigate through life. That's what they're doing, okay? That's your Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is here to navigate you through life. If you are not tapped into that, or if you are not, you can't discern that particular energy, then to me, you're just a vessel that walked around and said that you're saved, okay? I don't particularly think that you're saved because you go to a church, okay? You don't get a golden ticket every time you go to church. That's not how that works, okay? I understand that's what we've been indoctrinated with, but again, if we go back through the Bible, like I said earlier, if we go back and we think about all the things that are in the Bible and even all the things that, like, people were talking to angels, people were talking to dead people. When did that stop? Okay? The church, or let's say man, made it witchcraft. They called it this thing, and I'm like, okay, well, you're putting this label on it, and fine, put your label on it, whatever. But what were the people doing in the Bible? They were talking to dead people. They were talking to angelic beings. So is that witchcraft? You know, that's where I feel like the contradiction comes in. But again, if you're feeling like you're kind of getting like this little feeling or whatever, acknowledge it. Tune into it. See if it's like, are you good? Are you bad? You know, and honestly, I could tune into angelic energy, but when I tuned into like a demonic energy, it was icky. It felt sticky to what my aura was, what my energy was. My energy did not just nicely go like this, okay? It was like this. And that's how you can kind of even discern the people that are around you. You know, they have an energy too. So they may look so nice on the outside, right? Strapping, beautiful, whatever you call it. But their energy is stank. Right? And that's a thing. I don't care who you are. I mean, honestly, think about Obama. He could speak very well. He was a good-looking black man, you know, all the things. Evil energy. So really, anything that came out of his mouth, are we supposed to listen to that? I don't care how good you are. I don't care how much you can articulate or how beautiful you are. If the energy is wrong, that's their character, okay? That is who they are inside. Basically, they were able to figure out what society would deem really good for them, and that's their little mask that they put on when they go out into society, okay? These angels, these archangels are here for you to guide you, okay? Say you forgot something or you lost something, right? I have people contact me and be like, I lost this, can you find this? Yes, because I can tune into the energy of that object. And I call on Archangel I don't know how to say his name, or I say him, again, no gender, but is it Shamuel? I don't know. Tune into him and he will help you find that. A friend of mine messaged me, lost a diamond, I guess that was it came out of her ring, but she put it like in her safe box, but then like went back to it and couldn't find it or whatever. Well, basically the diamond kind of went down to the side. Well, I kind of put myself as the diamond. So I'm like, where am I? Why do I feel like I'm like closed in? I don't feel like I'm out on the floor just exposed, and I don't feel like I'm at somebody else's house, right? So I'm like, go back to the box and look on the side, like I feel like I'm in it. And sure enough, she pushed the little thing to the side. You just have to tap in to that energy. Okay, so if you lose your keys, tap into the energy, find it. Okay, just the same thing with like if people are pregnant. I can tell you what you're having. Tune into the energy inside that little sacred womb, right? Your vagina is like a portal, okay? It's a little sacred womb, and what is it, male or female? You can tap into that and see where the energy's at. Again, you guys are divine. You guys read the Bible again, okay? Everything that you learn, like unlearn that shit and do it again, okay? No, don't unlearn it. I'm not saying that. Just maybe read up again, you know? Because I feel like when we're in church, we're learning the same things, past the plate, you know, that kind of thing. Really get into it. And look up the book of Enoch too. Enoch's magical. That took me down a rabbit hole long and wide. It's huge. Enoch talks about angels. Genesis 6:2 and Genesis 6:6. They talk about the Nephilim, right? The Nephilims were the giants. That's who David, okay? Nephilims, angels, in the Bible. When did we stop supposed to be communicating with them? We're still supposed to be communicating with them. The church doesn't teach that. You know, that's why when you go back inside and you start to kind of figure out who you are as a person, you're going to kind of go, wait a minute. I'm not really this person that people are saying that I am. That's a shadow, okay? That's a shadow of doubt from what other people are saying. Because if you follow the book of the Bible, we're not even really supposed to care what the hell they think, right? We're just supposed to keep our mind, keep ourselves aligned, source to God, do the thing, right? Live out of love. That's what we're supposed to do. A lot of people don't do that because I just think that they don't realize that the Bible is like, it's a book that everybody back then kind of wrote like their little gig on it. It would almost be like if they came to me and was like, Lee, I need you to write a book. I need you to write a book of whatever you thought about Jesus and this time, and even the disciples, add them. And I need some experiences. Like what did you see? You know, well, think about it. Back then, they didn't have this huge vocabulary, right? So they're not going to use like certain words that maybe we would use now, right? So if I were to write that, mine would be probably quite different than the way maybe you would write it. That's because we have two different storylines, and that's also why we have two different perspectives, you know? But the people in the Bible were just supposed to write their perspective on what they saw, whatever. What if you had somebody that was a liar, that overemphasized everything? What book is that? What person did that? Because then I can kind of key it, like reel it back in a little bit. Maybe it wasn't that way. You know, the people that are like, use the word always or never. The people that like got the fish that was this big when it was actually this big. Those people. Yeah. So when you're going through the Bible, think about it quite literally. What did they do? They were talking to angels. You know, even your guides. I talked to a girl this morning. You have a guide assigned to you. You know, are you talking to them, or are they just sitting there like this with you? Like, like what the hell? You know, that kind of thing. Like, I just feel like we need to tap into that. And you can definitely tap into that if you tune into that frequency. Tuning into that frequency is going to mean that you have to get off of this lower lobby level. Okay, it's dense. It's full of egotistical people. You know, it's very bad, very bad. So as you're moving up, when you're going trying to get up the ascension to our ascended masters, Jesus was an ascended master. Okay, we're trying to raise our frequency to get there. If you're here and say he's here, you're still vibrating at a low level, right? You're still here. You have to like I talk on my Snap about like getting rid of your baggage, right? So if you have this baggage that is like toxic traumas or childhood things or whatever, right? As you move up through those floors, like, get rid of your drama, get rid of the toxic people, get rid of the people that are truly evil people. You're going to notice that your frequency is going to be up here and theirs is going to be down there. Those people that do this do evil things. They plot things against you. They try to like mock you and things like that, right? Just evil people. So when you're going through that, use Ariel as forgiveness, because say somebody, you know, did me wrong. I'm going to have to forgive that person, right? Maybe I will use Ariel to do so, okay? Because at this point, that person's going to always be evil until they wake the hell up. And I can't wake them up, but I can still center myself out of the love energy, right? I can still stay centered. I'm not saying shit. I'm going to allow that person to be an asshat. Their true colors will eventually show to everybody around them, you know? But during that time, we have to use our angels to do so. Don't go to 2 and 3 people telling them your story. You don't know what they're doing with it, okay? You have to keep it here and start to work on your own heart chakra, okay? So some of you guys are jumping on. Use this. This is the nettles tea. This nettle tea is going to help you get rid of the toxins from the vaccine if you decided to get vaccine number 1 and then realized you're an idiot. It does come with these little things. It's this little in here, and put hot water in it. I do also have these. These are, if you're into making your own herbal teas, you can put your little herbal tea in this. This is amethyst. And what it'll do is you put your little herbs in here and the little amethyst rock will hold on to your little strainer. So I do have these at the shop in Locust Grove. I don't have many. I did just order some more. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. But yeah, that's angels. I just don't want you guys to forget about them. Like they're there for you, you know, and then you're just like, oh, well, you know, I'm just going to go through life and be miserable and I feel alone and I feel depressed. Well, you have this whole like you have this whole team ready for you to help heal you, but you just want to wallow in your misery. You can't do that anymore. Okay? Because again, when the 2 worlds split into consciousness, again, this consciousness is 3D. These are these evil people that maliciously do things to you on purpose. And then it's going to split to the people that are up here that want to rise above it and not be part of that malicious shit, okay? When the 2 worlds split like that, you are saved. That's how I feel like you're saved, okay? It's not going to church and getting your little ticket for attendance. That's not how that works. Really what you're doing is you're saving face within the community. Kudos to you. You look like an idiot. You know, it's like at that point, why are you actually going to church? You're following what everybody else is telling you to do. And that's stupid. No, Jesus never went to church. Jesus didn't say go to church. Man said go to church, pass the plate. You know, it's a man-made business that you guys are falling for, okay? It's an indoctrination underneath man's umbrella to keep you guys locked into this misery. That's all they teach is fear. Why doesn't the church teach healing? How to heal yourself from within? They suggest a counselor. No, how do I heal myself? I don't need to tell 3 people my shit. They don't fucking care. How do I heal myself? That's what we're supposed to do. That's what Jesus was teaching the disciples to do. Church doesn't teach that. You know? So that's where I'm just like, come on, go back through the Bible and really think about it with critical thinking. Critical thinking. What are you being taught? What do you think? What do you think happened back then? The only thing that happened now is time has passed and we have technology. Everything else is still happening. Demons flying around, entering vessels, still happening. I just don't know how to make you go, wake up. Wake up. You're divine. God is within you. You will not fail. God is within you. You will not fail. Okay? Think about that scripture. God is within you. What does that make me? Am I a God? And then the Christian, oh no, the Christian's like, no, you're not. I want to keep you in this bubble. Pass the plate, girl. No. Read the Bible. When did any of this stop? It didn't. Technology just caught up, right? And honestly, I feel like way the hell back then, they had a hell of a lot more technology than we do now. Because how the hell did they build those pyramids? How did the pyramids get built? You ain't telling me it's 2 sticks and pulling that bitch up the, ain't buying it. Ain't buying it. Ain't buying it. So, it's crazy. If you feel like temperature changes and that kind of stuff, feel it. Feel the energy. What's it feel like? I can be around somebody and feel their energy and know that they're evil people. You can tell. You can tell. But really, at that point, you don't need to do anything. There's no response to that. They have to get right with themselves. They have to get their own shit right. They have to deal with their own baggage. They have to deal with their own karma too. Because when you interface with God, you are going to have to take accountability for that. And that sucks. You know, at this point, clear karma. Clear your karma. Stop being an asshat. I see you on here. Yes, you. Stop. So that is angels. I'm going to do a card run, I think. I'm trying to see. Oh, and on my background music, if you hear it, it is Hertz Frequency, HRZ. You can look those up on YouTube. It's pretty much anywhere, but it's Hertz. I think it's, what is this? I don't have my glasses on. I want to say 528, maybe. But it's healing frequency. It's what is it? It's energy, frequency, energy healing. So if you're, God, there's all kinds of them. If you're dealing with depression, put the depression one on. If you're dealing with, you know, anything, healing, put the healing one on, you know, doesn't matter. And then just have that in the background, because listen, basically it's like you're gonna, if it's in the background, your subconscious is hearing that. Okay, you may be piddling around the house or maybe, you know, cleaning, doing laundry or whatever, but if you have this in the background, you're still kind of hearing it. Okay, it's still being fed to you subconsciously. So even if, like when my kids were younger, I used to put on things like this in their room as they slept. It used to come in a CD form, but Ooh, I'm gonna have to get my glasses. Blind. Haha. The Great Gathering. It all comes together. Intuitive Hits Soul Tribe. Ooh. That's collective. We are a collective. Okay? All of us. So whatever you're dealing with, I'm sure that I've dealt with, or vice versa. We're all here to have the lessons that we have to make our own path good, to make our own path righteous, to make our own path divine, to help the world, not sit there and sabotage somebody else. You know who you are. I see you on here. It's sad. I thought more of you. It's interesting to me how much, it's interesting to me how much you watch me, but then you talk so much shit about me. It's interesting. Don't think other people don't see your fuckery either. This is Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. So when you're realizing that we are actually one collective and you're realizing that like we all come from one source, that's when you need to replenish yourself. And that's going to be with forgiveness, release. Have judgment on yourself too, because if you're being an asshat, you need to judge yourself too, right? Don't be judging other people and start and sabotage for them. You got karma. All right, all right. Boom, warrior woman. It says, you are oh my God, warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? This is stepping into our power, okay? Step into your own power. There are a lot of people right now that are trying to do that. And you have family members and people on the sidelines that are sabotaging you, okay? You're going to have to step into your own power and let them do what they need to do. Let them be asshats, okay? Because people around them will see that. Just like this chick that's on here right now. People around them, that person sees that they're an asshat. They may not say anything, okay? But they see it. You got to step into your power. And doing that is going to be Archangel Ariel. Ariel, strength. Step into it. Don't allow somebody to continue to knock you down. Okay, they'll have to reap what they sow too, right? It's funny. Transformation, love it. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing, yes. Okay, so as you ascend and that's going to start your healing process. That's going to start you out of the shadows. It's called shadow work. So when you're doing shadow work and you're doing this transformation, it's going to be at a cellular level. Okay, so the cellular level is deep within your soul. Okay, it's going to be mind, body, and soul, all of it. In your mind, there is a transformation of the perspective on your landscape. The view of your landscape, okay? That is going to be where you start to figure out who you are. What do you need? What do you not need in your life? Who do you need and who do you not need in your life, okay? There are a lot of people that will stand next to you and sabotage you in the same breath, okay? So when you start to stand into your own power and then you regenerate your own cells, they can't touch you. That's what I'm saying. You did that. You did that healing with Archangel Ariel, okay? You and that person. So if anybody else comes along, they cannot take you out of that power. You've already experienced it. You've already healed it. Let them do what they need to do. If they do act however, respond whatever, games, whatever they're doing in life, if they want to make that their particular storyline, that's what they literally did with their storyline is play games with everybody, like, I ain't got time for it. But if you actually did the healing, like say at one time you may have like kind of like fucked around, like you're hurting people or you're intentionally just because you're mad, right? Like you're hurt, so you feel like you need to hurt everybody. At that point, when it's brought to your attention, I feel like it needs to stop. If it doesn't stop, then you're just repeating the same fuckery, right? Now you're just being toxic and sabotaging like whoever you're with or whoever's doing that to you, right? So when you come into this transformation and you start to cellularly change, right? Because your thought process changes. And then your heart changes because your brain changed. You know, it's almost like you realize that we have all came from this one collective, God's source, right? But again, you have children of the light and you have children of the dark. You have to ask, are those toxic people or the people that like they live their storyline literally to sabotage you, right? If they are actually children of the dark. Are they actually like, do they have like attachments? Do they have evil attachments? Because again, we're a soul. We are a spirit having a human experience, right? So if we are this vessel, this flesh, this meat suit, then if I'm not strong enough in my own person, in my own being, then any entity or being or anything like that can just come in and literally infiltrate my vessel. Therefore, I'm going to start acting like an asshat, or I'm going to start sabotaging the people that I love. Okay? That's no bueno. You can't do that. That's when you come back to Archangel Ariel that will give you strength to be able to face these people, because some of these people are just going to be in your life. They may be your parents, spouse, siblings, friends, okay? The same person that's on here, I don't know if you're still on here anymore, I'm sure, but she has sabotaged the shit out of me, okay? They will stand right next to you, watch your content, right? And then talk shit about you in the next breath. Just know that I saw it, okay? So when you're going through these things and you're starting to realize the energies around you, you have to realize your own energy. What are you doing? How are you behaving? What are you doing in society? Are you sabotaging the hell out of everybody? Or are you only sabotaging family members or your spouse, right? Only behind closed doors, right? Nowhere out in public. Can't do that shit in public because I have to save face, right? Within my community, right? But behind closed doors, I can be my actual true self, right? That toxic person. Scary stuff, scary stuff. But they're here. Demons, angels, communication. Communication is key. And some of you guys just don't even believe it. You're just like, no, I don't have angels. Yes, you do. Oh my God. Like that. When I follow people on TikTok and it's always the Christians. It really is. Sorry, y'all. But when I follow them and they're just like, you worship rocks. And I'm like, oh my God. Which one? Which one? You know, like, ugh. So this one, last one. Keepers of the earth, you're not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Yes, ancient ancestors. I would rather have an ancient ancestor that I can't see, but I can feel their energy, be nice to me, versus a human that I can see be sabotaging to me, okay? I would much rather deal with spirit than humans, because some of y'all, damn. So if you guys did like this content, I do have a YouTube channel. If you would like to follow me on that, it's Lee Stromets. Also, I have a TikTok, Lee Stromets 73, I think is it. And wait, is it TikTok? I think I had to put 73 because I was banned because of QAnon, so I had to make another account. But Instagram, if you want to shop with me, again, I do have selenite bars like this. You guys don't forget about this nettle tea. Really get it. Douche your system. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I don't know how to stop this. Bye, you guys.